downstairs or something?
She's in the corner, Your Honor.
Okay. People sit way off into the right there.
Good morning. This is Dalia Romero, Spanish interpreter on the line.
Good morning, Ms. Romero. This is Judge Bain calling from the BRC. You got to take the headsets off.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Oh, sorry. I have a victim this morning. I have a case this morning where the victim and the defendant need your services. The case number is 2021 CF 5507AO.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Sir, tell me
Muy
your name.
buenos días. Señor, dígame su nombre, por favor.
Marcos Anaya.
Marcos Anaya.
Did you say you were already sworn in? I didn't hear that.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, there we go. All right, sir, you're here this morning in 2021 CF 5507AO on charge of aggravated assault with a deadly weapon and battery.
Señor, usted está aquí en el caso 21 CF 5507AO en un caso de amenaza de agresión y un caso de agresión.
Madam Clerk, for some reason the affidavit says attempted battery, but the statute number is actually for battery. Just regular battery. Yeah, I'm finding probable cause for both offenses, but I'm just telling you that there's an error in however this came out. The statute number says battery. Why it says attempted battery on my paperwork, I don't know.
Están tratando de ver, aparece como tentativa de agresión o agresión.
This 784.03-8.
Yeah, 783.03 is for battery.
It has
There's-
a -8.
-8 is not a thing, so I don't know. There's no subsection of -8 or lesser number of -8. That's just a drop down that somebody put in there. 784 only includes battery. 784.03 only includes the charge of battery and felony battery. All right, sorry, sir. I am finding probable cause for your arrest for the crimes of aggravated assault with a deadly weapon and battery.
Señor, el juez halla que hay causas que respaldan la acusación de amenaza de agresión y un caso de agresión.
Ma'am, can you tell me your name and spell your last name?
Yes, my. Oh,
Nombre y deletree el apellido, por favor.
Mercedes, mi apellido S-O-T-O.
Mercedes, last name S-O-T-O.
All right. Ma'am, just keep your face covered when you're testifying. Could you raise your right hand and be sworn in?
Mantenga la cara cubierta mientras está testificando. Por favor, levante su mano derecha para prestar juramento.
Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're going to give in this matter is the truth, the whole truth, none but the truth, so help you God?
Solemnemente jura que el testimonio que va a presentar en este caso es la verdad, toda la verdad y nada más que la verdad ante Dios.
Sí.
Yes.
All right, you can put your hand down. Tell me how you know the defendant.
Puede bajar su mano. Por favor, dígame cómo es que usted conoce al acusado.
Es mi esposo.
He is my husband.
All right. Ma'am, do you want to have contact with your husband while this case is pending?
Señora, ¿usted quiere tener contacto con su esposo mientras ese caso esté pendiente?
Yo preferiría evitar el contacto.
I would prefer to avoid contact.
All right. Did drugs or alcohol play a role in this incident?
¿Drogas o alcohol tuvieron algo que ver en este incidente?
No.
No.
All right, sir, I'm going to set your bond in count one in the amount of $500, count two $500.
Your Honor, I don't see any PC for a battery.
Señor, en la primera causa y en la segunda causa le voy a dar una fianza de $500 en cada uno de estos casos. La abogada de la defensa dice que no ve que hay causas que respaldan la acusación en el caso de agresión.
It just states that he took a swung, but he missed. He didn't hit her.
One second.
And
Pareciera que él le tiró un golpe, pero no le llegó a golpear.
Your Honor, maybe finding the battery from trying to take the keys from her hand.
That's why I thought there was some struggle over some item. That's what I was looking for.
I believe he tried to take the keys from her hand, and then he had the keys and tried to deliver a right-handed punch, but missed her face and did not hit her.
I was finding the PC for
Aparentemente hubo
struggle
un
with it.
altercado, él le quitó las llaves de la mano a ella y ahí fue cuando le tiró un golpe, pero no le llegó a dar.
All right. I'll do this. All right, sir. In
Excuse
count
me.
one, I'm going to set your bond amount of $1,000. Count two, I'm not going to find any probable cause, and I'm going to RWR you as to count two.
Señor, en la primera causa, la fianza es de $1,000. En la segunda causa, el juez no halla que hay causas que respaldan la acusación al momento, así que por lo tanto va a salir bajo palabra en ese caso.
This
$1,000.
is going to come with pretrial release services, supervision.
Esto viene con la supervisión del programa de libertad preventiva.
On count one, sir, you to have no contact with the victim in this case.
En la primera causa, señora, a usted no se le permite tener ningún tipo de contacto con la víctima de este caso.
You are to maintain a separate residence from this victim.
Tiene que mantenerse viviendo separado de la víctima.
I'll give you one-time return with law enforcement to retrieve any personal items you have at that residence.
Le voy a dar permiso para regresar a la vivienda acompañado de la policía una sola vez para retirar sus artículos personales.
You may not possess any weapons or firearms. Any weapons or firearms you have need to be turned over to law enforcement within 24 hours of your release.
No va a poder poseer ningún tipo de armas o armas de fuego. Si tiene alguna, una vez usted salga de la cárcel, tiene 24 horas para entregársela a la policía.
You want to appoint the public defender to represent you in this matter?
Le voy a designar el defensor público para que le represente en este caso.
You have a great day, sir.
Tenga usted buen día, señor.
Have a great day, ma'am.
Yo quería
Buen día, señora.
Sí, yo quería preguntar algo porque creo que no sé si estuvo bien redactado o explicado lo que yo había puesto. Yo no puse cargos por agresión porque él no me agredió, pero sí, obviamente me amenazó y por eso fue que yo llamé a la policía porque me encontraba muy asustada, pero he intentado asesorarme porque no sé qué pasa en estos casos.
Un momento, por favor.
Yes.
I wanted to explain, I don't know if it was correctly explained on the charges. He did not commit a battery against me, but he did make a threat, and that's why I called the police. This is all new to me, all of these cases. I don't know what the procedure is.
But ma'am, that's what happened. I didn't find that he hit you. I found that he did threaten you.
Eso fue lo que ocurrió, señora. Yo no hallé que él le había golpeado. Yo sí determiné que él le había amenazado.
Yes. ¿Y qué pasa ahora? Porque si yo quiero levantar algún cargo, igual mantener la medida de protección, ¿se puede hacer eso?
And what happens now if I want to press charges? Do I still get the protection? What happens?
Well, there's a no contact order between that he cannot contact you. He has to live in a different residence from you. He can return to the residence with law enforcement one time to get personal items, toothbrush, clothes, tools, whatever he needs for work and those kind of things like that. If you want to press charges, you have to talk to the state of Florida. They're the ones that decide whether charges are going to be filed.
Señora, lo que va a pasar ahora es que él tiene una orden actualmente que él no puede tener contacto con usted y tiene que vivir separada de usted. A él se le va a permitir regresar a la vivienda acompañado de la policía, pero una sola ocasión, y eso es para retirar su cepillo de dientes, alguna herramienta o ropas. La oficina de las fiscalías lo que decide es si se le formulan los cargos, prosiguen con los cargos o no.
¿O eso no lo tengo que decidir yo en este momento?
So I don't have to decide that for myself right now.
So someone from the state attorney's
Pressing
office
charges.
is going to be calling you. But if you want to call them before they call you, you can. I'll give you the number.
Señora, le van a dar el número de teléfono de la fiscalía. Alguien de la oficina se va a comunicar con usted, pero si usted quiere llamarlos a ellos antes de que ya la llamen a usted, va a poder hacer eso. La abogada le va a dar el teléfono.
Y esas asesorías yo las puedo hacer antes de tomar cualquier decisión y son gratis o generan algún costo para mí.
That advice, do I have to pay for that, or is
No.
that offer free of charge to me?
No.
Okay,
No.
thank you.
All right. Have a great day.
Tenga buen día. Is that the only case for the interpreter right now, Your Honor?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. Have
Thank
a
you
good day.
kindly. Have a great day.
You're welcome.
All righty. Tell me your name, ma'am.
Summer Brown.
Ms. Brown, you're here in 2021 MM 3192AO on a charge of battery domestic violence. You're also here in 2021 CF 5475AO on charge of battery, criminal mischief, and aggravated assault. Excuse me. The judge signed your warrants in this case has already found probable cause for your arrest. I'm going to set your bond in 2021 MM 3192AO an amount of $1,000. Condition of the bond that you had no contact with the victim, that you maintain a separate residence from the victim. I'll give you a one-time return with law enforcement if you have a shared residence to retrieve any personal items you have at that location. You may not possess any weapons or firearms. Any weapons or firearms you have need to be turned over to law enforcement within 24 hours of your release. As the 2021 CF 5475AO. Let me check on a quick thing to judge. I'm going to stay your bond in count one in an amount of $500. Count two, I'm going to set your bond in an amount of $500. And count three, I'm going to set your bond in an amount of $1,000. Same conditions, no return, no contact with the victim, going to instruct and no return to say maintain separate residence. No weapons, no firearms. Any weapons or firearms you have need to be turned over to law enforcement within 24 hours of your release. I want to appoint the public defender to represent you in this case. You have a great day, ma'am.
One question.
You go talk to Ms. George first, because everything you asked me is on the record.
You want the one-time return?
Yes, ma'am.
Your Honor, I believe the issue is that the victim is the one that has her firearm, but she can't have contact with the victim, so I don't know how she would.
Yeah, you can't possess any weapons and firearms.
So you're fine.
So if you have any in your possession or control, you need to turn those over to law enforcement.
She has them.
Okay. All right. Tell me your name, sir.
Austin Dees.
Mr. Dees, you're here in 2021 MM 3234AO on charge of assault, dating violence. Did review the charging affidavit in this case, did find probable cause for your arrest. Going to set your bond in this case in an amount of $1,500. Condition of your bond that you not have any contact with this victim. You need to maintain a separate residence from this victim. I'll give you a one-time return to any shared residence that you may have with law enforcement to retrieve any personal items you have at that location. You may not possess any weapons or firearms. Any weapons or firearms you have need to be turned over to law enforcement within 24 hours of your release. You are out on probation in 2020, CF 4544AO. In that case, the court's going to find an on-view violation of your probation. I'm going to say, there's an on-view filed by law enforcement. I apologize. There's an on-view violation filed by law enforcement. The court's going to stay your bond at $0 as to that matter. We're going to appoint a public defender to represent you in both cases. You have a great day, sir. All right, tell me your name, sir.
Chamio Delu.
Sir, you're here in 2021 CF 4973AO on charges of aggravated battery on a pregnant person, domestic violence, false imprisonment, aggravated assault with a firearm, carrying a concealed firearm, and felony criminal mischief. The judge signing your warrant in this case has already found probable cause for your arrest. We're going to set your bond in count one in amount of $2,500. Count two, $1,500. Taking on, we'll stay your bond in count three, the amount of $50,000. Count four, stay your bond amount of $1,000. Count five, $1,000. Additional your bond, no contact with the victim. Do you have a shared residence with the victim?
Have I ever?
Yeah. No. Do you have one right now?
No, I stay with my
All right,
father.
no return to the scene of the location. No weapons, no firearms. Any weapons or firearms you have need to be turned over to law enforcement within 24 hours of your release. I want to appoint the public defender to represent you in this case. You have a great day, sir. No, for me. Oh, sorry. There was an attorney. You had an attorney you hired? Oh, sorry. Well, let's call Ms. Vickers. Sorry, I didn't see that sticky. Y'all just let it sit there. All right, step back for a second. We're going to try to get your attorney on the phone. Can you tell me your name, sir? Your name.
My name is Micah.
What's your name again?
My full name is Micah Evans. Excuse me.
Okay, Mike, Mr. Evans, you're here in 2021 CF 5572AO on charges of written threats to kill or do bodily harm, attempted burglary of a dwelling, stalking, dating violence, and criminal mischief. The judge signed your warrant in this case. Sorry, I reviewed the charging affidavit in this matter and did find probable cause for your arrest as to those charges. I'm going to set your bond in count one in the amount of $2,000. Count two, $2,000. Count three, $500. Count four, $500. Condition of your bonds that you have no contact with the victim in this case. You maintain a separate residence from this victim. I'll give you a one-time return to any residence with law enforcement to retrieve any personal items you have at that location.
Your Honor, I don't believe they live together. They
Yeah,
broke
I said,
up.
if they have a shared residence. Actually, do you have any purpose to be at her residence?
Oh, I do have something I do need to pick up.
All right.
From what I was told,
Well, hold on.
Your Honor, I would ask for no contact given the nature of the charges. Or
No, there's no
return.
contact.
No return. Given that that's where the damage to the property occurred.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking, the same thing. All right, Mr. Evans, right now I'm going to order no return to the property. We can get you in front of the division judge. Maybe they can work out a situation that's a little bit more secure. You may not possess any weapons or firearms. Any weapons or firearms you have need to be turned over to law enforcement within 24 hours of your release.
Strike me.
Yeah. No, you keep to maintain separate residences, just strike the one-time return. Did we get Ms. Vickers on the phone? All right, there we go. Did I give you the other? Shoot. Good morning, Ms. Vickers.
Good morning, Your Honor.
All right, can you put your name on the record, please?
Yes, Melissa Vickers.
All right, Ms. Vickers, you are here representing Mr., say your last name again?
Chamio Delu.
All right. Sir, you're here in 2021 CF 4973AO. He was arrested on charges of aggravated battery on a pregnant person, domestic violence, false imprisonment, aggravated assault with a firearm, carrying a concealed firearm, and criminal mischief. I set his bonds, I believe, in amount of, I set his bond to count one in the amount of $2,500 and count two, $1,500. I will stay in his remaining counts, Ms. Vickers. I'll allow you to get in front of the division judge to have a bond hearing if those conditions are not, satisfactory.
I have a quick question. The
ma'am.
bond on count 3 is $50,000 for a third-degree felony,
Yeah.
which I'm asking the court to change and reconsider.
Well, based on the almost 40 pages I read this morning, I believe that Judge Calderon, when he signed the warrant, was in a better position than I. So I'm going, as I said, you can get in front of the division judge, you can have a full hearing, and we can get to that, magic number that he was able to afford.
Is the listed victim there?
No, ma'am, that's the next problem.
I called her and she was on her way up there. Is there any way we can recall this? Because I spoke to her, she said she's not in fear and does want to have contact with him.
Possibly. I'm going to continue with my docket until I'm done, and then once I'm done, then
Your Honor, even if the victim does arrive and
Yeah,
testifies, I'm still going to ask for no contact given the nature of the charges and the allegations in that affidavit,
yeah.
and given there was a discharge of the firearm.
Yeah. So, Ms. Vickers, I'm not incredibly excited about the idea of giving him contact. But I'll let, she has an opportunity, she has a right to be heard, so if she comes, and I'll give her that right. Do you want us to try to call you back when that happens, or if that happens?
Yes, please.
All right, we'll try to do that. All
Thank you.
right, have a great day.
Bye.
All right, tell me your name, ma'am.
Nika Lynn Camillus.
Say it again. Say that.
Nika Lynn Camillus.
All right, Ms. Camillus, you're here in 2021 MM 87AE on a charge of battery. Did review the charging affidavit in this case, did find probable cause for your arrest. Going to set your bond in this case amount of $1,000, condition on your bond that you have no contact with the victim in this case. You maintain a separate residence from this victim. I'll give you a one-time return with law enforcement to retrieve any personal items you have at a shared residence. You may not possess any weapons or firearms. Any weapons or firearms you have need to be turned over to law enforcement within 24 hours of your release. I'm going to appoint the public defender to represent you in this case. You have a great day, ma'am.
Thank you.
Tell me your name, ma'am.
Sandra Cabello, sorry.
No problem. Ma'am, you're here in 2021 MM 286AW on charge of battery dating violence. Did review the charging affidavit in this case, did find probable cause for your arrest. I'm going to set your bond in this case amount of $1,500, conditioning your bond that you had no contact with the victim in this case. You need to maintain a separate residence from this victim. I'll give you a one-time return with law enforcement to retrieve any personal items you have at that location. You may not possess any weapons or firearms. Any weapons or firearms you have need to be turned over to law enforcement within 24 hours of your release. I'm going to appoint the public defender to represent you in this matter. You have a great day, ma'am.
Thank you.
Tell me your name, sir.
Gabriel Dumais.
Mr. Dumais, you're here in 2021 MM 3238AO on charge of battery domestic violence. Did review the charging affidavit in this case, did find probable cause for your arrest. Found probable cause for your arrest. I'm going to set your bond at about $250. It's going to come with pretrial release supervision. You to have no contact with the victim in this case. You're to maintain a separate residence from this victim. I'll give you a one-time return with law enforcement to retrieve any personal items you have at that location. You may not possess any weapons or firearms. Any weapons or firearms you have need to be turned over to law enforcement within 24 hours of your release. I'm going to appoint a public defender to represent you. Do you have any questions about the no contact order? Yes, sir. Pretrial release. You'll be supervised by pretrial release as well. All right, have a great day. Tell me your name, sir.
Marcus Franklin.
Mr. Franklin, you're here in 2021 MM3243AO on charge of battery dating violence. Did review the charging affidavit in this case, did find probable cause for your arrest. Going to set your bond in this case amount of $500. Condition of your bond be subject to pretrial release supervision. You're to have no contact with the victim in this case. You're to maintain a separate residence from this victim. I'll give you a one-time return with law enforcement to retrieve any personal items you have at that location. You may not possess any weapons or firearms. Any weapons or firearms you have need to be turned over to law enforcement within 24 hours of your release. Do you have any questions about the no contact order, sir?
No, I don't.
Have a great day.
Thank you.
Sorry, one point of public defender represent you. Tell me your name, ma'am.
Untitled.
Ma'am, you're here in 2021 MM3240AO on charge of battery domestic violence. I did review the charging affidavit in this case, did find probable cause for your arrest. Going to set your bond in this case in the amount of $1,000. It's going to come with pretrial release supervision. You're to have no contact with the victim in this case. You're to maintain a separate residence from this victim. I'll give you a one-time return with law enforcement to retrieve any personal items you have at your shared residence. You may not possess any weapons or firearms. Any weapons or firearms you have need to be turned over to law enforcement within 24 hours of your release. I'm going to appoint the public defender to represent you in this matter. You have a great day, ma'am. Can you tell me your name, sir?
Marcus Miller.
Sir, you're here in 2021 MM3239AO on a charge of assault domestic violence. I did review the charging affidavit in this case. I did find probable cause for your arrest. Going to set your bond in this case in the amount of $1,000. Condition your bond be subject to pretrial release supervision. You're to have no contact with the victim in this case. You're to maintain a separate residence from this victim. I'll give you one-time return with law enforcement to retrieve any personal items you have at the location. You may not possess any weapons or firearms. Any weapons or firearms you have need to be turned over to law enforcement within 24 hours of your release. Do you have any questions about the no contact order, Mr. Miller?
No, sir, I don't. They would never see me again. I'm homeless, sir. I have no money to burn out. I have no money.
All right, we'll get you in front of your division, we'll get you in front of Judge Wayne Shoemaker, and maybe there's some other release conditions that he's willing to place you on at this time.
I have to sit in
We're going to appoint a public defender to represent you.
I have to sit in jail to get a bond reduction.
Yeah, you got to talk to Judge. I don't have the victim here. I don't have a lot of other information based on your criminal history. There's an appropriate bond for this case.
I can't be released on my own conscience. I didn't do nothing to no one, sir.
Well, not on this charge. You're dangerous crimes. You're not entitled to non-monetary release. So, have a great day, sir. Can you tell me your name, sir?
Cohen Wilson.
Mr. Wilson, you're here in 2021 MM285AW on charge of battery domestic violence. I did review the charging affidavit in this case. I did find probable cause for your arrest. I'm going to set your bond in this case amount of $2,500. Condition of your bond that you have no contact with the victim in this case. You're to maintain a separate residence from this victim. I'll give you a one-time return with law enforcement to retrieve any personal items you have at that location. You may not possess any weapons or firearms. Any weapons or firearms you have need to be turned over to law enforcement within 24 hours of your release. Do you have any questions about the no contact order, sir?
No, sir.
I'm going to appoint the public defender to represent you in this matter. You have a great day. I had a Garcia Santiago was on arraignment next. Can you tell me your name, sir?
Leonard Lee, de Santiago.
Sir, you're here in 2021 MM89AA for arraignment this morning on a charge of trespass other than a structure or conveyance. That's a first-degree misdemeanor. It's punishable up to 1 year in the county jail and a $1,000 fine. Do you understand that? Do you understand? All right. I want to appoint the public defender to represent you in this case.
Your Honor, we're going to enter a plea of not guilty.
All right. All right, Mr. Garcia. Did we not able to work this out, or?
It's a true victim case.
Okay.
Victim case, Your Honor.
Okay. All right, sir, I want to accept your plea of not guilty. We're going to set you for Division 82 for your next court dates.
Division 82 pretrial conference, June 14th at 10:30 a.m. and 10B.
All right.
Can I?
All right, have a great day, sir.
Oh, I just want to I did like 5 days in jail for that charge.
Yep.
Before I get bonded out, and I don't know why we still don't resolve this case.
Well, there's a victim, I guess, a victim that wants to be heard, and then I don't have the opportunity to do that. So I can't resolve your case without that victim's input. So we got to get in front of your division judge. 82 is Judge Johnson?
No, 82 is Dubois.
Dubois.
Dubois, okay. So get in front of Judge Dubois. You need to call the number on the green sheet of paper they're going to give you so you can talk to your public defender. You have an attorney now. We can get you in front of Judge Dubois. We can set up a plea hearing and get your case resolved. All right, have a great day. All right. Dexter, were you telling me something about, who were you telling me about?
Okay.
Lackey?
He's in the hospital.
All right. That's 2020 CF 9876AO for violation of probation. I'm going to appoint the public defender to represent him.
I'll waive his appearance, Your Honor.
All right, we're going to say his bond is $0. He's a violent felony offender of special concern. He's not entitled to release on this case until his violation of probation is completed. Tell me your name, sir.
State your name.
Sir, you're here in 2021 CF 5546AO for a charge of possession of cocaine. We reviewed the charging affidavit in that case, did find probable cause for your arrest, going to stay your bond amount of $1,000. Condition your bond that you not possess or consume any drugs or alcohol without a valid prescription. You also have 2021 CF 5523AO for a charge of fleeing attempt to elude law enforcement. The judge signed your warrant in that case, set your bond, found probable cause for your arrest. Going to set your bond in that case amount of $2,500. You're on probation in 2020 CF 7901AO. In that case, the court is going to hold you, based on the on-view violation file, going to hold you at no bond in that case. I'm going to appoint the public defender to represent you in all 3 cases. You have a great day, sir. Tell me your name, sir.
Denham.
I can't hear you.
You said what, sir?
What's your name?
Denham.
Full name.
Denham Simmons.
Mr. Simmons, you're here in 2021 CF 4578AO on a warrant signed by a judge finding probable cause for the charges of burglary of a dwelling and criminal mischief. I'm going to set your bonds in that case amount of stay your bonds in the case amount of $5,000 in count 1 and $500 as a count 2. You're also here in 2021 CF 5547AO. The court did review the charging affidavit in that case. Did find probable cause for your arrest. Going to set your bond in that case amount of $2,000 for the charge of carrying a concealed firearm. Sorry, go back to the burglary charge. No contact, no return. In the burglary charge, no contact with any victims, no contact with any witnesses. All right, Mr. Simmons, no contact with any victims, no contact with any witnesses, no contact with any possible co-defendants in that case. You're not to return to the scene of the location in that case. You're not allowed to possess any weapons or firearms. The weapons and firearms you have need to be shown to law enforcement within 24 hours.
Yes, sir.
As to 2021 CF 5547AO, setting your bond at $2,000. No weapons, no firearms. Any weapons or firearms you have need to be turned over to law enforcement within 24 hours of your release. You're on probation in 2020, CF 6781AO. In that case, the court's going to, based on all view violation filed by the law enforcement officer, hold you at no bond. You're a violent felony offender special concern because you're of the burglary charge you picked up. You're not going to be entitled to release on your violation of probation until your violation of probation is completed.
You said what, sir?
Not going to be entitled to release on your violation of probation until that violation of probation is completed. You understand that?
What does that mean?
You can't get out of jail until you finish your violation of probation hearing, everything. You're going to stay here with us.
So like, that means you talking about like for what I'm on probation, how many months I'm on probation I have to sit? Or
You can sit
until
until the violation of probation is completed, up to,
until they find
I mean,
like
sentence up to, I think you're on for a burg structure,
until
for up to
like
5 years.
you said like until like it get dropped.
It's not going to get, well, I'm not saying it's going to get dropped, but until you have a violation of probation hearing, the law requires you to have a hearing and for a danger hearing to happen before you can be released. So if the court doesn't file and find that you violated your probation, you'll be released after the hearing. But that won't happen until you have the hearing. You're required to have the hearing first.
How long would that be?
I don't know, sir. You're also out on bond in 2020, CF 10946AO. In that case, the court's going to revoke that bond, set a new bond at $0 in that case. Want to appoint a public defender in all your cases you're not appointed in. You have a great day, sir. All right, tell me your name, sir.
Felix Vieira, sir.
Sir, you're here in 2010 CF 15648AO for a violation of probation. Judge signed your warrant, set your bond at none. Your bond's going to remain at none in that case. You're also a violent felony offender of special concern. You're not going to be entitled to release on this case until your violation of probation is completed. I want to appoint a public defender to represent you in this matter. You have a great day, sir.
Thank you, sir. God bless you.
Tell me your name, sir.
Sam,
What's your full name?
Samuel Henry Chari.
Sir, you're here in 2020 CT 2459, the case out of Martin County.
Yeah.
You got a violation of probation warrant issued for your arrest. Your bond is set at $0 in that case. Going to appoint a public defender to represent you. We'll get you on to Martin County as soon as we can. You have a great day, sir. Tell me your name, ma'am.
Shaba McLachlan.
Say again?
Shaba McLachlan.
Ms. McLachlan, you're here in 2020 MM 3687AO, Allen County warrant from Seminole County. Judge set your bond amount of $500. I want to appoint a public defender to represent you in this case. If you can't bond out, we'll get you on to Seminole County as soon as we can. You have a great day, ma'am. Can you tell me your name, ma'am?
Cecily Pearson.
Ma'am, you're here in a case from Palm Beach County in 2021, CF 2063AO. The judge in Palm Beach County set your bond in 2 counts, amount of $5,000 each. Your bond's going to remain as set. I'm going to appoint a public defender to represent you in that matter. We'll get you down to Palm Beach County as soon as we can. You have a great day, ma'am. Can you tell me your name, ma'am?
Andrea Priori.
Can you cover your face, please? Ma'am, you're here in the Osceola County case 2021 CF 1256AO on charges of burglary of a dwelling with $1,000 more damage and grand theft in count 2. The court's going to hold you at no bond as to count 1. I'm going to state your bond amount of $1,000 in count 2. We'll get you down to Osceola County probably tomorrow to speak to the judge down there about your case. I'm saying it's a punishable life offense. She's not entitled to a bond, so I'm not going to set one. Correct.
And no action on her out on bonds, yeah?
And no action on bond cases. They happened before. Tell me your name, sir. Your name.
Jesse Richardson.
Mr. Richardson, you're here for a Brevard County case 2020 MM 46577. 3 counts. The judge set your bond amount of $500 on each count. You can bond out, or we can get you down over to Brevard County as soon as we can. We want to appoint a public defender to represent you in this matter. You have a great day, sir.
Yeah, I was on my way to Brevard County. I just landed in the airport. I've been homeless in Delaware for 15 months.
Yeah, but usually what happens, if you land at OIA, then you got a warrant. They might pick you up, so.
Well, okay. So I can't get released to OR?
Not without me talking to the judge from Brevard County. So that's a possibility, but, I had to speak to that judge from Brevard County first.
When will that be?
By the time I speak with him, I'll probably talk to them tomorrow, but by the time I can take any action, probably over the weekend or Monday. But if not, then I think Brevard County picks up every other week. Dexter, about that? About that, about once a month, once, twice a month. Yeah, all right, have a great day, sir.
Your Honor, what's that 500 or 5,000 on each count?
I believe it was 5, did I read that correctly? It was 500 on each count, correct? Yeah, 500 on each count.
Thank you.
Well, these teletypes, like,
Your mic.
need a
broke up
magnifying
little bit.
glass. All right, sir, tell me your name.
David Rivera.
Mr. Rivera, you're here in a Hillsborough County case. The judge issued a warrant for your arrest. The bond is set at none in that case. We'll get you on to Hillsborough County as soon as we can. We want to appoint a public defender to represent you in that case. You have a great day, sir. Can you tell me your name, sir?
Anthony Rutledge.
Mr. Rutledge, you're here in 2020 MM 1839AO for violation of probation out of Sumner County. The judge in Sumner County set your bond at none. Your bond's going to remain at none until we get you over to Sumner County. Want to appoint a public defender to represent you in this case. You have a great day, sir. Yes, sir. I have no idea what this is. There's a bunch of extra face sheets there. Oh, let me update it for people. Maybe so. All right, we're gonna try to get Ms. Is this the victim from this case?
I believe so.
All right, let's see if we get Ms. Vickers on the line. Cover your face, ma'am. You're drinking.
He caught me off guard.
Ms. Vickers.
Yes.
All right.
Morning, Your Honor.
All right, sir, tell me your name again.
Romeo DeLu.
All right, this is case 2021 CF 4973AO. And, all right, ma'am, can you tell me your name?
Cologne is Cologne.
Can Can you spell your last name?
COLON.
Can you raise your right hand and be sworn in? Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're going to give in this matter is the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, I do.
All right, ma'am. Well, let the state handle this. State, you got any questions for the witness?
Yes, Your Honor. Can you please state your relationship to Mr. DeLilly?
That's my boyfriend.
Approximately how long have you known him?
How long we been together?
Yes.
A little more over a year.
Are you afraid of him?
No.
If you were to be released from custody today, would you be afraid of him?
No.
Do you want to have contact with him?
Yeah.
Has anything like this ever happened before?
No.
Are you willing to call 911 if anything like this ever happened again?
Yeah.
Do you believe drugs or alcohol were involved in this incident?
No.
That's all I have, Your Honor.
All right, Ms. Vickers, do you have any questions for the witness?
I do. Are you aware of his medical situation right now?
Yes.
And does he wear a colostomy bag?
Yeah.
And that is since March of 2021?
Yeah.
And he has a bullet lodged in his pelvis?
Yeah.
And that's since March of 2021?
Yeah.
And is he on various medications based on his physical and mental health?
Yeah.
And that is as of March of 2021?
Yeah.
Okay. Is he currently under the care of doctors for his physical problems?
Yeah.
And is he currently under the care of a mental health provider for mental health issues?
Yeah.
Okay. I have nothing further.
I guess I don't want to delve too deeply into this March. I want to say, like, so whatever happened to him medical-wise, then this incident happened three days later? Am I getting that correct?
I'm sorry?
No, my understanding is he was shot 5 times during this incident.
Well, I'm saying
When taken to the hospital.
The incident alleged that in March 24th of this year, all these things happened.
Right.
So you're saying March 21st, which would be 3 days
No,
prior.
I'm sorry. I said of March of 2021.
Okay. So
Give the-
I was trying to.
It happened.
Sorry, I'm trying to hear properly. All right.
Right. Sorry.
All right. Yeah, that's a problem.
Again, I'm asking the court to allow contact with the listed victim. He can live with his father. He doesn't have to live with her. He's got a separate place to stay. And again, I'm asking the court to reconsider bond on the aggravated assault charge based on his physical condition, his medical needs that the jail is not going to be able to handle sufficiently, especially during a COVID crisis that we're still going through, and his mental health needs. He's got medications that he's on for physical and mental health reasons right now based on the shooting, and we were just asking for the standard bond amount to be set so that he can get out and get the medical treatment. He's lived in Central Florida his entire life. He can live with his father. I can provide the address.
All right.
Your Honor, I believe the bond is reasonable given the affidavit and the facts alleged in the affidavit and all the victims and witnesses that corroborated the statements in the affidavit. I believe the $50,000 is reasonable, if not a little bit low for what is alleged in the affidavit. There was a discharge and the victim was hit. So I believe it's reasonable, and I would also ask for the no contact to stay in place, given that the victim in this case, she is pregnant, and there is eyewitness testimony regarding the allegations that are in the affidavit that substantiate that charge.
All right, Ms. Vickers, I spent a good part of this morning poring over the very extensive and detailed warrant affidavit in this case. Like I said, I'm not really excited about giving him contact with the victim in this case based on the alleged facts in that affidavit. I have to accept them as true right now. And so there's gonna be no contact with the victim. That's gonna stand. These are the division judge in this case?
Division 10, Judge
Judge
Blackman.
Blackman? It's because I just can't unread and unsee what I was reading in the affidavit. So I believe the bond amount is, as far as what was in the affidavit, his medical conditions, those kind of things like that are something that could be taken into consider, hopefully the jail. There comes an issue where medical or the hospital here, he can't be taken care of or has to be transported to RMC. They will do that for him. So I want to state the bonds and amounts and count 3 and state the bonds and all the other conditions that I previously set in this case. Maybe, like I said, Judge Blackman may be feeling a little different than I am.
Will the court at least order the jail to do a full physical and mental health evaluation of him? I mean, more than just the regular intake screening that they do to ensure that his medical needs are met?
I mean, I don't think I can order the jail to do much. Only thing I can possibly do is, but they're going to reject him immediately based on the charges, is order mental health PTR as a part of screening for that. It's a larger screening process, but based on the charges, he's not going to fall within the administrative order. So I wish that's one thing that the law tells me I can't do. I can't order the jail how to house their inmates. I can make suggestions.
You recommend?
I can recommend that
You at least
that he make an application to the medical staff and, go through the proper channels to make that happen and talk
but
to
that can
his.
take weeks.
Yep, and, as soon as you get back to your dorm, your cell, wherever you're located, speak to them immediately, make the proper request.
Right, but those requests could take weeks to go through and be acknowledged.
That's I wear this black robe, but that's one thing that I know the law expressly tells me I can't do. All right, everybody have a great day.
Thank you.
All right. Does anybody have anything before we go into recess?
Nothing from the state, Your Honor.
All right, from Ms. Davis?
Ordering mental health PCR.
No, that's the only thing I can do is that. All right, we're going to recess.
It is 12:02 p.m., May 13th, 2021. Counsel for the parties, please put your appearance on record.
Taylor May, on behalf of the Office of the State Attorney.
Letitia George, on behalf of the Office of the Public Defender.
Sir, please tell me your name. You're here in 21 MM 187, charged with trespass in an occupied structure or conveyance. There is probable cause. Was there an offer?
Yes, Your Honor, the offer conveyed was an adjudication, credit time served, no return to Circle K, and to abide by the trespass warning.
Ms. George, did you have a chance to speak with him?
Yes, I did, Your Honor. I did go over all the rights he would be given up if he accepted the state's offer here today. He understands those rights, and he would like to accept the state's offer.
All right, Mr. Force, please raise your right hand.
Swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth.
All right, you heard what Ms. George just said as a friend of the court today. Is that what you want to do?
Yes, ma'am.
You understand all the rights you're giving up if you enter a plea of guilty or no contest?
Yes.
Do you have any questions for me about those rights?
No.
You understand if you're on probation, this plea could violate that?
Yes, ma'am.
You understand if you're not a U.S. citizen, this plea could deport you?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, at this time, how do you wish to plead to the charge of trespass in occupied structure or conveyance?
No contest.
No contest.
I'll accept your plea of no contest. I find it's freely and voluntarily made. I'll adjudicate you guilty, give you credit for the
2 days.
2 days that you've been in jail. I have to order that you pay court costs. I'll give you a year to pay them. You're not allowed to return to the Circle K on East Keene Road. Do you know where that is?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, you can't go back there. You understand that? I'm ordering that you must abide by that trespass order. Do you have any questions for me? At this time, I'll take no action on his out on bond case. Sir, you have 30 days to appeal in writing. Good luck. Sir, please tell me your name.
Yeah. Elise.
A capias was issued for your arrest in 20 MM 6024 for failing to appear for a status hearing on a charge of trespass in a structure. The bond authorizes $250. Was there an offer for him?
Yes, Your Honor, an adjudication, credit time served, no return to the Quality Inn located at 1850 West Land Street Road, and to abide by the trespass warning.
Your Honor, can I have a second? For some reason, I lost his paper.
Yes. Ms. May, while she's doing that, can you approach the bench?
Your Honor, he would like to accept the state's offer here today of an adjudication of guilt, right? Credit time served and no return.
All right, please raise your right hand to be sworn. Sir, can you raise your right hand?
You swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
All right, thank you. Did you hear what Ms. George just said? Is that what you want to do here today?
Yes.
And you understand all the rights you're giving up if you enter a plea of guilty or no contest today? Do you understand those rights?
Yes.
You can put your hand down. Do you have any questions for the court about those rights?
I would like to plead no contest.
I understand that, but I want to make sure that you understand you're giving up your right to remain silent, your right to a jury trial when one is required, your right to testify on your own behalf and call witnesses and present any defenses you may have. If you enter a plea of no contest today, you're giving up those rights. You do understand that?
Yes.
All right. You understand that if you're on probation, this plea could violate that probation?
Correct.
And, sir, do you understand that if you're not a U.S. citizen, this plea could deport you?
Yes.
All right. I'd like you to look at that piece of paper that's right in front of you. I'm going to give you a minute to read that. Do you read English? Okay, that's the rights that you're giving up. I want to make sure that you understand those rights and see if you have any questions.
And he had the PD previously.
Okay. Ms. George, your office was already appointed.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Ms. George, can I see you for a moment?
Yes.
Ms. May? Sorry, Ms. May.
Honor, I think he read through everything and he understands.
He does understand? Is that what you said? Okay. All right, Mr. Pierre, do you have any questions for me about what you just read? No. All right. Then at this time, how do you wish to plead to the charge of trespass and structure?
No contest.
I'll accept your plea of no contest. I find it's freely and voluntarily made. I'll adjudicate you guilty, give you credit for
5 days.
5 days in jail. I have to order that you pay court costs. I'll give you a year to pay them. You're also not allowed to return to the Quality Inn, and Ms. May is going to give us that address one more time.
1850 West Land Street Road.
All right, do you understand what we've done here today, sir?
Yes.
Good luck. You have 30 days to appeal in writing.
Thank you.
Sir, please tell me your name.
Brunson. Diamond Brunson. Brunson.
All right, you're here in 21MO550, charged with open container of an alcoholic beverage. There is probable cause. Was there an offer?
Yes, Your Honor, I've been authorized on the city's behalf to offer a withhold and credit time served. There's also an offer on his out-on-bond case, if you would like to resolve that one as well.
What, you said, what?
His out-on-bond case is a trespass. It would just be an adjudication, credit time served, no return to the Taco Bell Cantina located at 1 South Orange Ave, and a cost of investigation of $99.
You said cost of investigation of 99.
99 to OPD.
99?
Yes, Your Honor.
Your Honor, he wants to accept the state's offer in both cases. He said he does understand all the rights he would be giving up, and he would like to resolve both.
All right, Mr. Brunson, please raise your right hand.
You swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
All right, you understand what Ms. George just said here today? You want to accept a plea agreement from the state? You understand all the rights you're giving up? Do you have any questions for me about those rights? Has anyone threatened you or promised you anything other than the state's offer to get you to enter this plea? You understand if you're on probation, this plea could violate that. You understand if you're not a U.S. citizen, this plea could deport you. All right. At this time, how do you wish to plead to the charge of open container of an alcoholic beverage?
No contest.
All right, I'll accept that plea. I find it's freely and voluntarily made. I'll withhold adjudication and give you credit for the 2 days that you've been in jail. I have to order that you pay court costs, and I'll give you a year to pay them. How do you wish to plead to the charge of trespass in an occupied structure or conveyance? All right, I'll accept that plea in 21MM1591. I find it's freely and voluntarily made. I'll adjudicate you guilty. In that case, I'll give you credit for 2 days in jail. I have to order that you pay court costs, $99 cost of investigation. I also will order that you're not allowed to return to the Taco Bell Cantina located at
1 South Orange Ave.
All right, you understand that, sir? You know where that is?
I haven't been there since then, though.
Okay, great. So just don't go back there.
Your Honor, I believe they're on the trespass, we are appointed, so I'll just ask for the $50 public defender.
You are. All right.
And who was the cost of investigation to?
Ms. May,
Yes, Your Honor.
to whom is the cost of investigation owed?
Orlando Police Department.
All right, you understand what we did here today? You have to answer out loud.
No.
All right, do you have any questions for me?
No, ma'am, I don't.
All right, good luck, sir. You have 30 days to appeal in writing.
When is my release time from here?
I'm sorry, get close to the mic again.
My release time from here.
So if these are the only two charges that you have, you'll be released today. But I don't know if you have anything else.
No, it's not. But is it sometime today, or is it like no? I'm going.
They have to process you out. They can't just let you walk outside right now. But you'll be released today. Good luck, sir. Yeah, I have to. They were appointed. Ms. Jordan, have you had a chance to speak to everyone else?
All the ones that were here, I did, Your Honor.
Okay,
The ones that I had offers for.
all right. All right, 21 MO 551. There is probable cause, and I'll appoint the public defender's office.
Your Honor, I understand he's behavioral, but can we give him a chance to maybe come back tomorrow to resolve all of the cases? Since it's a city and county ordinance.
I'm all right with that. We'll bring those back tomorrow. Please tell me your name. A warrant was issued for your arrest in 21 CF 2088, charging you with attempted second-degree murder with a weapon, aggravated battery with a deadly weapon with evidence of prejudice, and possession of a weapon by a convicted felon. Another judge has already found probable cause in this case. Can the state advise what level felony is count 1?
Your Honor, I did some research on that. A normal attempted second-degree murder is an F1. I believe with the weapon, it makes it a PBL.
I think so too.
I believe an attempted second is an F1. So I think.
Right, so the weapon is an enhancement.
Makes it a life. Yes, Your Honor. So
All right. At this
regarding-
time, you'll have no bond on count 1.
Can I ask a question real quick?
Yes, sir. Let me just tell you that everything you say is being recorded and can be used against you later. But yes, you may ask me anything you wish.
I wanna know why it could be a attempt tomorrow. The guy's not dead.
I'm sorry, what? It's attempted murder. The charge is that you attempted to murder someone, but they're not dead.
And what this right here, customer want?
I can't really hear him.
He's asking why he has. He wants to know why his custody level is 1.
I think it's because of the charge, but I don't know why the jail does what they do. I'm not in charge of that. All right, I'm going to stay your bond on counts 2 and 3 at $5,000 and $2,500. You are not allowed to have any contact with the victim or the victim's family members. Do you understand that? Do you know what no contact means? You're not allowed to return to the scene of this crime. You're not allowed to possess a weapon of any kind, firearm, or ammunition. You're not allowed to possess or consume alcoholic beverages or controlled substances without a valid prescription. Do you understand that?
Yes, ma'am.
Are there any other conditions the state would request?
Not at this time, Your Honor, since he's being held no bond.
Right. All right, good luck.
Oh, no. Can't even hear in court.
Please tell me your name.
It is Danielle. Lake and McMillan.
A capias was issued for your arrest in 20 CF 10923 for failing to appear for a plea hearing on a charge of possession of a controlled substance. There's no bond authorized on that capias, and I'll appoint the public defender's office to represent you. Good luck.
Okay, how do I have no bond though? Can I ask a question?
You can ask anything you like. Everything you say is being recorded and
But I
can be
didn't
used.
do nothing though, so now I have no bond. I'm stuck in here.
So,
Even Daisy's not even here.
okay, so a judge issued a capias for your arrest because you failed to appear for a hearing that was set by that judge. I can't change another judge's capias.
Question, what was this on? Because I was locked up in Lakeside.
Ma'am, if you think that you have a defense to this, you're going to have to talk to your attorney about it. I cannot change another judge's capias. Ma'am, listen to me. I cannot change another judge's capias. There's a number on that piece of paper.
Talk to him. He told me I would be out in no time. I hate this fucking man. I'm talking about him. God damn it, you're not even working.
All right, good luck, ma'am. Ms. George, could you make a note for your colleagues about that?
Yep, I can, Your Honor.
There might be some issues they'd like to address. Waiting on y'all.
Brown, Your Honor. Adam Brown.
21 MM 3242, retail petty theft. I find his refusal to come to court a willing waiver of his appearance today. There is probable cause in this case. I'll appoint the public defender's office, and at this time, I'll revoke his bond on his out on bond case. In the new case, his bond will stay at $500 with a no return and no contact with the witnesses. Please tell me your name.
Yana Hudson Reynolds.
21 MM 185. You're here charged with petty theft, $100 or more. There is probable cause, and I'll appoint the public defender's office. Well, let me ask, was there an offer?
Yes, Your Honor, there was an offer conveyed, an adjudication, credit time served, no return to Walmart.
And I did have a chance to speak to Ms. Reynolds. We did go over all the rights she would be giving up. We also addressed the fact that this petty theft is an enhanceable offense. She understands all of those rights, and she would like to accept the state's offer here today.
Please raise your right hand.
You swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, you heard what Ms. George just said as a friend of the court. You can put your hand down. Is that what you wish to do here today?
Yes, ma'am.
You understand all the rights you're giving up by entering a plea?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you have any questions for me about these rights?
Would I be able to leave today?
I'm sorry?
Am I able to leave today?
As long as there's nothing else holding you, yes.
Amen. Thank you.
All right, has anyone threatened you or promised you anything other than the plea offer from the state
No, ma'am.
to get you to enter this plea? No? You understand if you're on probation, this plea could violate that?
Excuse me?
If you're on probation, this plea would violate that.
Oh, no, I'm not on probation.
All right, and you understand if you're not a U.S. citizen, this plea could deport you?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, at this time, how do you wish to plead to the charge of petty theft of $100 or more?
No contest.
I'll accept your plea of no contest. I find it's freely and voluntarily made. I'll adjudicate you guilty, give you credit for 2 days in jail. I'll order that you pay court costs. I'll give you a year to pay it. You're not allowed to return to Walmart on South Orange Blossom Trail. You understand that?
Yes, ma'am.
Were there any other conditions
No, Your Honor.
in the state's offer? All right. Good luck, ma'am. You have 30 days to appeal in writing. Yes, ma'am. Good luck. Sir, please tell me your name.
Alan Edward Smith.
21 MM 1153. A warrant was issued for your arrest for violating your probation by failing to report to your scheduled appointments on April 12th, 14th, 20th, and 21st to enroll in probation. There's no bond authorized on that warrant, and I'll appoint the public defender's office to represent you. Good luck. Do you want to deny and give him a court date?
Yes, I'll enter a denial.
Division 63, VOP status, May 7th, June 9th at 9:30.
All right, good luck, sir. Please tell me your name.
Adrian Saden.
21 CF 5553. You're here charged with possession of cannabis over 20 grams. I'm going to appoint the public defender's office to represent you. There is probable cause in this case. Your bond will be $2,000. You're not allowed to possess or consume any controlled substance without a valid prescription. Do you understand? You're also not allowed to have contact with any known drug dealers.
Your Honor, he qualifies.
He does not.
He does.
It's updated.
We have a new one.
Gave it to me?
It should be an updated one.
Do you have an updated sheet for him? They don't have it.
It should be up there. It was up, I placed up.
Where?
I don't touch anything you bring over here. So I don't know if you attached it or what.
Yeah, that's it.
Thank you.
Your Honor, he qualifies for pretrial release. Being that he's disabled and a student, I would just ask that you place him on pretrial release. He doesn't have any violent history.
What says the state?
Your Honor, given that he otherwise qualifies, state has no objection.
All right, at this time, I'm going to place you on pretrial release with all of the same conditions. Good luck, sir. Please tell me your name.
Emily Allen.
One more time.
Emily Allen.
21 CF 5527. You're here charged with carrying a concealed firearm. There is probable cause, and I'll appoint the public defender's office to represent you. Your bond will be $2,500. You're not allowed to possess a weapon of any kind, firearm, or ammunition. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Your Honor, I believe she does qualify for pretrial release.
I'm sorry, one more time, counselor?
I believe she qualifies for pretrial release.
I see that.
She has no criminal history. So I would just ask that you.
I want to get out.
Okay, Your Honor, I would ask for pretrial release. She has no criminal history or convictions.
What says the state?
Your Honor, given that she has no other criminal history and she seemed cooperative with the Disney employees as well as the officers, state has no objection.
I see that. At this time, I'll place you on pretrial release with the same condition. All right, good luck, ma'am. Please tell me your name.
Rondell Best.
21 CF 5512AO. You're here charged with aggravated assault with a firearm. I'm going to appoint the public defender's office to represent you. There is probable cause in this case.
Your Honor, he does qualify for pretrial release. Understand that it is a violent offense. If you are not inclined to place him on straight pretrial release, I would just ask that you lower the bond amount and place him on pretrial release.
What says the state?
Your Honor, state would also agree to not put him on straight pretrial release. It was a firearm offense, and it's alleged that he grabbed the victim's collar and turned him around and pointed the firearm at his head. So state would just ask for not straight pretrial release and either bond or bond in conjunction with pretrial release.
All right, at this time, I'm going to place you on pretrial release and require that you post a $2,000 bond. You're not allowed to have contact with any of the victims or witnesses in this case. Do you understand what no contact means?
Yes, ma'am. Excuse me.
Yes, sir.
Your Honor, it appears, he stated he already posted a bond, but then they said he had to come back and see you, so it looks like he I don't know. Did he post? Did you?
It's at a no bond.
Oh.
When I first came in,
He said no.
They gave him a bond, and then when he came in,
Oh, okay.
they changed it to no bond, so he may have posted it. I don't know.
Okay.
yes, I have posted this, so what does that mean? I have to repost the bond again?
Yeah.
Okay. So,
All right, where did this happen? Is this, you don't live here, do you?
I don't even know it, I don't even know where this place is now.
1908 Wiregrass Court?
Yes, they would ask for a no return, Your Honor. I don't believe.
Yeah, I'm going to order that you're not allowed to return there. You're not allowed to have contact with any of the witnesses. You're not allowed to possess a weapon of any kind, firearm, or ammunition. Do you understand? You're not allowed to possess or consume a controlled substance without a valid prescription, and you'll be subject to random screens while on pretrial release. Do you understand that?
Yes, ma'am, so
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, good luck, sir. Please tell me your name.
Amber Blackman.
You have 2 warrants for your arrest. 21 CF 2676, charging you with grand theft of a motor vehicle. Another judge has already found probable cause. Your bond is $5,000. You're not allowed to engage in any commercial transaction involving the rental of a motor vehicle. Do you understand what that means?
Yes, ma'am.
Hold on one moment. You're not allowed to return to the Dollar Rent-A-Car at the Orlando International Airport. You're also not allowed to have contact with any witness in this case. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
In 21 CF 1375, you're also charged with grand theft of a motor vehicle. Your bond will be $2,500. You're not allowed to have any contact with any witness in this case or return to the 6th rent-a-car at the Orlando International Airport. Do you understand that?
Yes, ma'am.
You're not allowed to return to the Orlando International Airport without a valid ticket. Do you understand that?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, good luck. Oh, I'm appointing the public defender. Please tell me your name.
Dej Deshaun Bowie. How you doing today, Your Honor?
Good, thank you. 21 CF 5548, you're here charged with possession of oxycodone and possession of cannabis under 20 grams. There is probable cause, and I'll appoint the public defender's office to represent you. Your bond is $1,000 on count 1, $100 on count 2. You're not allowed to possess or consume any controlled substance without a valid prescription. Do you understand?
Ma'am.
You're also not allowed to have contact with any known drug dealers. And as to 21 CF 4711, at this time, I'm revoking your bond.
Your Honor, would you be inclined to revoke and set a higher bond?
I would not.
Okay.
He's out on bond for possession of cannabis with intent to sell and possession of oxycodone, and he's arrested for possession of oxycodone and possession of cannabis. Good luck, sir. Thank you. Please tell me your name.
Tamaris Bradley.
21 CF 5560, you're here charged with possession of cannabis over 20 grams. There is probable cause, and I'll appoint the public defender's office to represent you. Your bond is $1,000. You may not have any contact with any known drug dealers. You may not possess or consume any controlled substance without a valid prescription. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
You're also here in 19-11007 for an out-of-county violation of probation. At this time, there's no bond. I'm going to appoint the public defender's office in that case as well. And we'll notify them that you're here. Good luck, sir.
Oh, I have one more question.
Yes, sir.
About the Volusia County thing, I thought it had got like transferred over here, or I have to get sent over there.
So if you were on probation in Volusia County is who has jurisdiction over that violation of probation.
Okay, even if I had got my stuff switched over here, 'cause I stayed in Orlando, so.
You mean if you transferred your probation to Orange County?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, sir. The court case is still in Volusia County.
Okay, and one more question.
Yes, sir.
Do you know like how long it'll take for them to come get me?
So they're probably not going to transport you until you've disposed of your Orange County cases or Orange County case, but I'm not sure about that.
So like what you mean, I have to pay the bond for the one?
So you can bond out in the Orange County case, but not in the violation of probation. So if you post the bond, you're still not going to be released.
Yeah, I know. So I just gotta wait until they come get me. I don't know if I'm getting transferred. That's what I was told.
Right. You will eventually get transported, but because you have this Orange County case, I appointed the public defender's office, talk to them about whether you can be transported and whether you can deal with the Orange County case. All right, good luck, sir. Please tell me your name.
James Brown.
21 CF 556580. You're here charged with child abuse and battery. I'm going to appoint the public defender's office to represent you. There is probable cause in this case. Your bond will be $1,000 on count 1, $500 on count 2. You're not allowed to have any contact with the victim. Do you understand what no contact means?
Yes, ma'am.
You're also not allowed to have contact with any other witness in this case. You're not allowed to possess a weapon of any kind, firearm, or ammunition. Where did this happen? Is this where you live?
Yes, ma'am.
Does he live there too?
No, no, ma'am.
All right. Are there any other conditions the state would request?
No, Your Honor.
All right, good luck, sir.
Separate residences.
They don't live together. Do you live together?
Ask me, I told you no.
All right, I'm going to order that you maintain a separate residence, but that shouldn't be a problem because you don't live together. All right, good luck. All right, 21 CF 5515. I find his refusal a willing waiver of his appearance today. He's charged with burglary of a conveyance. There is probable cause, and I'll appoint the public defender's office. His bond is $3,500. He's not allowed to have any contact with the victim, return to the scene, possess a weapon of any kind, firearm, or ammunition. Sir, please tell me your name. A capias was issued for your arrest in 20 CF 6132 for failing to appear for a status hearing on a charge of petty theft with 2 prior convictions. The bond amount authorized is $5,000, and I'll appoint the public defender's office to represent you. A capias was also issued for your arrest in 20 CF 3654 for failing to appear on a charge of petty theft with 2 prior convictions. The bond authorized on that case is also $5,000, and I'll appoint the public defender's office to represent you. At this time, I'll take.
In the 3654, he has Joel Leopard, but he has the PD in 6132. And he has the PD in the out on bond case as well.
I'm just going to leave it. And I'm not taking action on his out on bond case. Good luck, sir. Please tell me your name.
Leon do not.
I'm sorry.
Leon do not.
You're here in 21 CF 5568, charged with driving while license revoked as a habitual offender and carrying a concealed firearm. At this time, I'll appoint the Public Defender's Office to represent you. There is probable cause in this case. Your bond is $2,500 on count 1 and $150 on count 2. You cannot drive without a valid Florida driver's license. Do you understand that?
Yes, Your Honor.
You can't possess a weapon of any kind, firearm, or ammunition. Good luck. Please tell me your name.
Christopher Eastland.
A capias was issued for your arrest in 20 CF 1018 for failing to appear for arraignment on a charge of possession of a firearm on school property. Your bond is $2,000, and I'll appoint the Public Defender's Office to represent you. Good luck. Please tell me your name.
Nicholas Photoshop.
A capias was issued for your arrest in 21 MM 2507 for failing to appear for arraignment on a charge of petty theft. The bond authorized is $1,000, and I'll appoint the Public Defender's Office to represent you. In 21 CF 5574, you were arrested for sale or delivery of fentanyl and possession of cocaine. At this time, I'll appoint the Public Defender's Office to represent you. There is probable cause. Your bond will be $15,000 on count 1, $150 on count 2. You're not allowed to possess or consume any controlled substance without a valid prescription. Do you understand?
Yep.
You're also not allowed to have contact with any known drug dealers. Are there any other conditions the state would request?
No, Your Honor. Oh, no weapons.
You're not allowed to possess a weapon of any kind, firearm, or ammunition. Good luck, sir.
All right, thank you.
Please tell me your name. 21 CF 5567. You're here charged with possession of methamphetamine. There is probable cause, and I'll appoint the Public Defender's Office to represent you. At this time, I'm going to place you on pretrial release. With special conditions, you're not allowed to possess or consume any controlled substance without a valid prescription. Do you understand that? You'll also be subject to random drug screens. You're not allowed to have contact with any known drug dealers. Good luck, sir.
We have Franklin. He refused court.
All right, that's 21 CF 5513, possession of MDMA, possession of drug paraphernalia, and trespass on property after warning. There is probable cause. I find his refusal to come to court a willing waiver of his appearance today. I'll appoint the Public Defender's Office to represent him. I'll stay his bonds at $1,000, $100, and $100. He's not allowed to possess or consume any controlled substance without a valid prescription, have contact with any known drug dealers, or return to the Wawa at 1200 West Colonial Drive. At this time, I'm revoking all of his out-on-bond cases.
Bobby Green, bonded.
Sir, please tell me your name.
John Christopher Haywood.
21 CF 5571. You're here charged with fleeing or attempting to elude a law enforcement officer with lights and sirens activated and reckless driving. At this time, I'll appoint the Public Defender's Office to represent you. There is probable cause here. state wish to be heard on bond?
Your Honor, I would just ask you to take into account that he has 7 prior failures to appear and a rather lengthy history, and was going 90 and a 50. Ultimately, just worried for the public safety.
Your Honor, I would just argue that his last conviction was in 2017, and I ask that you take into consideration the last failure to appear was in 2009. And my client is currently unemployed right now, so I ask that you take all of that into consideration when setting the bond amount.
I appreciate your arguments, Counselor. His last convictions were for trafficking in cocaine, selling, manufacture, delivery of cocaine, resisting with violence. He does have 7 prior failures to appear. Looks like several trafficking charges, and the facts of this case are incredibly dangerous. And the law enforcement officer notes that they could smell an odor of alcoholic beverage emanating from him, and also his behavior was consistent with someone who was somehow impaired. All of those things concerned this court. At this time, your bond is $15,000 on count 1, $100 on count 2. You're not allowed to possess or consume alcoholic beverages, and you're not allowed to possess or consume any controlled substance while you're out on bond. Do you understand that?
Yes, thank you.
Good luck, sir.
Yeah, just hold it.
Please tell me your name.
Dwayne Michael Hedgefield, Jr.
21 CF 556680. You're here charged with trafficking in cocaine greater than 28 but less than 200 grams, possession of cannabis with intent to distribute, and possession of cocaine. At this time, I'll appoint the Public Defender's Office to represent you. Ms. George, did you wish to be heard?
Yes, Your Honor. On the possession of cannabis with intent to sell, I would just argue no PC. I understand that he had individual packages of cannabis that weighed approximately 7.5 grams. However, case law has stated that that is not enough to charge someone with possession of cannabis with intent to distribute. There was no scale found, no large amounts of cash found. I would just argue that there is no PC for the possession of cannabis with intent to distribute here. I know it was 8 individually wrapped baggies, but the court has stated that even if they're individually wrapped, that would still be enough that someone could actually consume for personal use as opposed to actually selling.
What says the state?
Your Honor, I don't disagree with defense counsel's argument. There were no other baggies or empty baggies found to indicate that he was selling or a scale. I would just argue that there were 8 individually wrapped baggies, which wouldn't necessarily indicate a personal use, in conjunction with the other narcotics that were located within the vehicle. I think also with the fact that the officer saw them, I believe, in his cup holder, and then when he later searched the vehicle, they were on the floorboard behind the driver's seat, indicating the defendant was trying to conceal them. I'll just argue that that showed more than just a personal use that he was possibly intending to sell or distribute.
Ms. George, I think I'm familiar with the case law that you're referring to, and I think I agree with you as to whether the state can sustain a charge for this. Is there case law that says it's not sufficient for probable cause, or it's not sufficient for beyond all reasonable doubt with a jury?
Your Honor, I don't have any case law that speaks to probable cause. I think that is left up to the court's discretion. However, I would just argue that taking the 4 corners of the arrest affidavit, it does not, you have 7.5 grams of marijuana, and just because it's individually packaged, again, I would just point to the fact that we don't have cash, we don't have scales, we don't have anything to that effect. And even though the drugs may have been hidden, that still doesn't rise to the level of a possession of cannabis with intent to distribute.
All right, here's what I'm going to do. There is probable cause as to count 1, and I'll find probable cause for possession of cannabis and possession of cocaine. Your bond will stay at $50,000 on count 1, 100 on count 2, and 150 on count 3. You're not allowed to possess or consume any controlled substance without a valid prescription, have contact with any known drug dealers, or possess a weapon of any kind, firearm, or ammunition. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Good luck.
So you just found in possession
Of cannabis. Yes. Well, it's less than 20 grams. Ms. May?
Yes, sir.
You have the statute for possession of cannabis less than 20 grams?
Yes, I can give you one second. It would be 893.136B is possession of 20 grams or less of cannabis.
Please tell me your name.
Thomas Hooker.
A habeas was issued for your arrest in 19 CF 10916 for failing to appear for a status hearing on a charge of possession of a controlled substance. There's no bond authorized on that habeas, and I'll appoint the public defender's office to represent you. Good luck. Thank you.
Just Joseph Bonded. Shane Lyle, his behavior.
21 CF 4533, possession of fentanyl. There is probable cause. I'll appoint the public defender's office. Oh, I'm sorry, it's a warrant, so there is probable cause.
I'll waive his appearance, Your Honor.
All right, thank you, Counselor. His bond is $1,000. I'll stay it there. Not allowed to possess or consume any controlled substance without a valid prescription or have contact with any known drug dealers.
His behavior.
Yes, she waived his appearance. Please tell me your name.
Dominique Marks.
21 CF 5549. You're here charged with possession of methamphetamine with a weapon, carrying a concealed firearm, possession of cocaine with a weapon, and possession of cannabis under 20 grams. There is probable cause, and I'll appoint the public defender's office to represent you.
Your Honor, he does qualify for pretrial release. I see that he has pretty much nonviolent offenses in his criminal history. And I would just ask that you take that into consideration and place him on pretrial release.
What says the state?
Your Honor, if you are inclined to put him on pretrial release, I would just ask for a monetary bond in conjunction with a pretrial release due to there being a weapon involved.
At this time, I'm going to place you on pretrial release and require that you post a monetary bond on count 1 of $1,000. The others will be straight pretrial release. You're not allowed to possess or consume any controlled substance. You'll be subject to random drug screens. You're not allowed to have contact with any known drug dealers or possess a weapon of any kind, firearm, or ammunition. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, good luck, sir.
Miller Robin, bonded, Your Honor.
Please tell me your name.
Bada Mercado.
A capias was issued for your arrest in 21 CF 1400 for failing to appear for a case management conference on charges of possession of drug paraphernalia and cocaine. Your bond is $500 on count 1 and $100 on count 2, and I'll appoint the public defender's office to represent you. Good luck. Please tell me your name.
John William Moore.
21 CF 5520. You're here charged with burglary of a dwelling and criminal mischief.
My own property.
I'm sorry?
My own property.
One more time, close to the microphone. No, you have to leave your mask on.
On my own property.
I don't know if this is your property.
They just, what had happened, ma'am, is
Don't
they.
don't talk about the facts. Your Honor, I gonna argue PC for the criminal mischief.
Well, hold on, did I appoint you? I'm appointing the public defender's office. It's okay, I just want to make sure we get that right. Okay, go ahead.
The criminal mischief, I don't think there was an amount listed in the arrest affidavit for the criminal mischief. It just says it was broken open. I don't,
Your Honor, it's an M2, so the state just has to prove that there was an amount, which obviously the window is of some value. It's a 200 or less criminal mischief.
I read the statute, so I thought it had to have an amount.
Here, it's called Abedino's Bail Bondsman's. I am stuck because I don't have no family. I don't have no family to come up here and pay a bond, is what the problem is. I have properties, I have claims, I can't do nothing while I'm here by myself.
Sir, there's nothing I can do about that. Miss George?
I took pictures here as for a fundraiser or foundation holder here in this jail, giving money to this jail. I've done a lot for this community. And I did not break a window. The window, a prior event, there was pictures of the window broken at a prior event where the cops showed.
All right, sir, if you think you have some defenses to this, you need to talk to your attorney about that because you'll want to raise those at a later time when you're having an evidentiary hearing. We're not having an evidentiary hearing today.
All right.
The purpose of this hearing is to establish probable cause and bond. So based on the affidavit, I do find there's probable cause. Your bond will be $3,500 on count 1 and $250 on count 2. You're not allowed to return to this residence, 317 Lee Street. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
You're also not allowed to have contact with Zabita Persad.
Is that a big?
Yes. Are there any other conditions the state would request?
No, Your Honor.
All right, good luck, sir.
If I have ties to a different country, how can I contact somebody from a different country? Or the presidency?
Your Honor, I think
I'm
that-
serious, I'm dead serious. The presidency or a different country?
There's-
I am Joe Biden's right rim.
Your Honor, I think there's definitely mental health issues in this.
Right, just make a note for that for your colleagues, Ms. George. You have access to phones here that you can use, sir.
Yeah, all right.
All right, good luck. Please tell me your name.
Willie Frank Morgan III.
In 21 CF 5516, you're here charged with aggravated assault with a firearm. There is probable cause, and I'll appoint the public defender's office to represent you. Your bond will be $2,500. You're not allowed to possess a weapon of any kind, firearm, or ammunition. You're not allowed to have any contact with the victim. Do you understand what no contact means?
Yes.
Where did this happen? Is this where you live?
That's where I live. That's where they got me from, but no incident happened there. I just got arrested there.
Okay. So
Your Honor, I believe
at
that's,
5 North Fanfare Avenue,
I believe it's the victim's address according to the
okay,
party sheet.
you can't return there. Do you understand that?
Yes, ma'am.
And you can't be within 500 feet of that residence.
So can I ask you a question?
Yes, sir.
Okay, say that's right here, but my house is right here.
Is your house within 500 feet of his house?
Well, I don't know. I haven't counted it, but it's close.
It's close? All right. If your home is within 500 feet, that doesn't violate my order.
Okay.
But if you walk outside and you walk over to his yard and he calls the police, you're going to be arrested and come right back here for violating the order.
All right, but what if I'm outside my yard in the driveway and they driveway right there and they call the police?
Go back inside. Don't have any contact with him.
Yes, ma'am.
Of the victim's residence.
My house is like literally,
Is it next door?
it's not next door, but it's about 6 or 7 houses.
Okay, that won't be 500 feet. That should be plenty of space.
All right,
So you being in your driveway won't violate my order.
all right.
But if you're in your driveway and he comes outside and you start yelling at him, now you violated my order because you're having contact with him. Do you understand that? Okay. In 21 CF 5531, you're here charged with possession of a firearm by a convicted felon. There is probable cause for that as well. Your bond is $4,000. You can't possess a weapon of any kind, firearm or ammunition. You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, good
How
luck.
much I need to get out total?
That's between you and a bondsman. I don't know what they'll require. Yes. Please tell me your name. In 20 CF 745, you have a warrant out of Lake County for fraudulent use of personal identification information. There's no bond authorized on that, and we will notify them that you're here. In 2227786, you have a warrant out of Hillsborough County for 19 counts of uttering forged instrument and fraudulent use of personal identification information and grand theft. There's also, no, there is bond on that. It's $2,000 on each count.
All 19 counts.
All 19 counts, each one has $2,000 bond. So we'll notify them that you're here as well, and I'll appoint the public defender's office. In 21 CF 5555, you're charged with possession of fentanyl. There is probable cause for that arrest, and I'll appoint the public defender's office to represent you. Your bond will be $1,000. You may not possess or consume a controlled substance without a valid prescription or have contact with any known drug dealers. Do you understand? In 21 CF 5556, you're here charged with possession of cocaine and possession of heroin. There is probable cause. I'll appoint the public defender's office in that case as well. Again, you're not allowed to possess or consume a controlled substance without a valid prescription or have contact with any known drug dealers. Do you understand? Good luck.
I have a question. Can I get?
Yes.
Can I get released on the Orange County charges so I can go to the other counties?
Well, you have bonds.
Okay, but I don't have the money to post the bond.
I'm not going to release you on your own recognizance. So you'll have to post the bond.
Your Honor, in regards to the earlier case, I Google mapped it. It's 0.4 miles.
All right, that's more than 500 feet.
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you. All right, 20 CF 8462. I find his refusal a willing waiver of his appearance today. It's a capious, no bond. Ms. George, you represent him, and I'm not going to revoke on his out on bond.
Thank you.
Please tell me your name.
Brandon J. Potter.
21 CF 5550. You're here charged with burglary of a conveyance, criminal mischief, over $1,000, petty theft of $100 or more, and fraudulent use of credit cards. I'm going to appoint the public defender's office to represent you. There is probable cause in this case. I'm going to stay your bonds at $3,500 on count 1, $1,000 on count 2, and $500 on counts 3 and 4. You're not allowed to have contact with any of the victims or witnesses in this case. Do you understand?
Yes.
Good luck, sir.
Enrique Resendez bonded.
More Richard. Right here.
Please tell me your name. 21 CF 5539. You're here charged with tampering with physical evidence, possession of cocaine, and drug paraphernalia. I'm going to appoint the Public Defender's Office to represent you. Ms. George, did you wish to be heard?
On the tampering with physical evidence, Your Honor, it appears that the only thing that I see when reading the arrest affidavit was that the items were located in between the driver and passenger seat. The drugs, I don't see anything that would show there was a tampering of physical evidence that the statute states that no person knowing a criminal trial or proceeding or an investigation is pending shall alter, destroy, conceal, or remove. At that point, I don't believe that there was a criminal proceeding, trial, grand jury, legislative committee, any of that going on at the time. So I would just argue there's no PC.
Your Honor, there was an investigation pending. There was a traffic stop that had occurred, and it is alleged that the crack pipes were placed inside a cup of liquid to be able to hide their presence.
So is the argument for tampering that the liquid was supposed to wash away the drug residue?
Yes, Your Honor.
Not hide the pipes?
No, it's in the cup of water to hide whatever was in them.
So the residue would, okay. I highlighted the same sentence because I was curious about this too, Ms. George.
It's almost the last sentence, like 3 sentences up.
You said the last sentence.
It's the fourth sentence the fourth line from the bottom. It should be noted that the crack pipes were placed inside the cup of liquid in order for their presence to be hidden. I was thinking putting them in a cup is not tampering, but the liquid, hoping that the residue washes away, that could be tampering.
Or whatever drugs are in them. Your Honor, it also, depending on we don't know what color the liquid was inside the cup. If it was a darker liquid, it arguably also could hide
their
whatever was
presence.
placed in it.
But Your Honor, it doesn't say that once he pulled her over, he noticed there.
Wait, say that again?
Like once he pulled her over, she began hiding things. She was moving. She was making any type of movements. It just says that that's where he found the items located at.
Right.
I still would argue no PC. I don't know. I guess that's an argument for a jury. But and I just ask that you take that into consideration when setting the bond if you do find PC. These are all nonviolent offenses. My client is unemployed. So I'd ask that you take that into consideration when setting the bond amounts.
All right, I'll do that. I do think there's probable cause because of the liquid. So while I appreciate your arguments, Ms. George, I do find probable cause at this time. However, I will reduce the bond amounts to $500 on count 1, $150 on count 2, and $100 on count 3. Ma'am, you're not allowed to possess or consume any controlled substance without a valid prescription. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
You're also not allowed to have contact with any known drug dealers. Good luck.
Your Honor, what about her co-defendant?
Oh, and no contact with the co-defendant. Thank you. Please tell me your name.
James J. Cersei, James J. Cersei. Excuse me.
Yes. All right, sir. You're here in 21 CF 5167 because a warrant was issued for your arrest for failing to report and re-register as a sexual offender. Another judge has already found probable cause, and I'll appoint the public defender's office to represent you in this case.
Bond, I'm gonna bond and that.
I can't hear you. Put your mask on and get close to the microphone.
Bond, I'm gonna bond.
I'm reading it right now. I have to consider a lot of things when I set bond. Your bond is going to be $15,000. Sir, you have to comply with your sex offender reporting requirements. You understand that? All right, good luck.
Yes, sir.
Good luck. Please tell me your name.
Cherie Wagner.
21 CF 554280. You're here charged with theft by employee. I'll appoint the public defender's office to represent you. There is probable cause in this case. Your bond will be $1,000. You may not return to the Burger King, thank you, located at 5324 South John Young Parkway. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you say yes?
Yes, ma'am.
You are also not allowed to have any contact with any of the witnesses in this case. Do you understand that?
Yes, ma'am.
As to 19 CF 13901, at this time, I'm revoking your pretrial release.
Your Honor, would you be inclined to set a bond amount? It's a nonviolent offense. I would just ask that you revoke and set a higher bond.
Your Honor, I would just point to her one failure prior to appear in 2020, and that her out on bond case is a theft, and her new case is also a theft.
Yeah, and it looks like her history is mostly theft crimes, counselor. I'm not inclined to do that. Your office is going to have to file a motion.
They didn't tell me nothing. Like, and if they would have watched the video, they would have seen me take the money out.
Your Honor.
Good luck, ma'am.
So, am I able to get out?
No, I revoked your bond on your out on bond case. So you have a bond in the new charge, but your attorney's going to have to file a motion in front of the trial judge to get your bond reinstated or get a new bond in that case.
Ma'am, wasn't even told why I was.
Get close to the microphone.
I wasn't even told why I was being arrested. I wasn't read my Miranda rights or nothing.
So if you think you have some defenses, or if they didn't read you Miranda, that's something that your attorney can file a motion to suppress, but we're not going to do that here today. So you were arrested for theft from Burger King.
Video, ma'am.
I'm sorry?
You didn't watch the whole video and watch me take this money out and stick it in my safe and get my change out to put in my register even.
Again, if you think you have some defenses to the case, talk to your attorney about it. So call the number on that paper. Good luck. Please tell me your name.
Tobias Bernard Watts.
In 21 CT 3485, you're here charged with no valid driver's license. I'll appoint the public defender's office to represent you.
Your Honor, he does qualify for pretrial release.
Hold on, we have 3 cases.
Oh, okay. I didn't know.
I'm just at the first one.
Okay.
I do find probable cause. Your bond will be $500. You understand that you can't drive in Florida without a valid Florida driver's license? You understand that?
I understand that, but.
Okay, listen, wait, hold on, before you say anything. You can say anything you want to me, but everything you say is being recorded and can be used against you later.
Yeah.
All I'm doing today is finding probable cause and setting your bond conditions. So you can tell me anything you want, but I want to make sure you understand the state could use it against you later.
Just wait.
All right, so you want to say something, or do you want to wait?
No, Your Honor, thank you.
All right, thank you. So in case 21 CF 5509, you're here charged with hit and run, failing to stop or remain at a crash involving serious bodily injury. There is also probable cause in this case I'll appoint the Public Defender's Office to represent you. Does the state wish to be heard on bond?
Yeah, sure. I know Ms. George brought up earlier that he qualifies for pretrial release. State would object.
Oh, that's right, she did say that, all
Just
right.
for the record, due to the injury sustained, in conjunction with leaving the scene of the accident and the plaintiff and attempting to elude, it seemed like a pretty long, like, criminal episode. So I would just ask for a reasonable bond, given that he is sitting on all 3 charges.
All right, let me do the next case, and then we can finish that. I'm sorry, I forgot that you asked for that, Counselor. In 21 CF 5508, you're here charged with fleeing or attempting to elude a law enforcement officer with lights and sirens activated. Again, there is probable cause, and I'll appoint the Public Defender's Office to represent you. So, Ms. George, now did you wish to be heard? And then I'll go back to you, Ms. May.
Yes, Your Honor, I would just argue that he does qualify for pretrial release. If you look, my client's on Social Security income. It looks like he had, his last conviction was a petty theft in 2018. You have pretty much a nonviolent criminal he has a nonviolent criminal history for the most part, conviction-wise. And I would just ask that you take that into consideration and place him on pretrial release. If you are not inclined to place him on straight pretrial release, I would just ask that you take the fact that he is on Social Security income and set the bond amount low in this case, Your Honor.
Mr. Watts, why are you on Social Security?
Cause I don't know, 'cause I've been getting it all my life. I don't know why they put it on me. Oh, my arm does it.
It's his arm, Your Honor. He has a medical condition.
Your Honor, I'd point to his 11 failures to appear and an inability to follow court
Oh, my
orders.
goodness.
Therefore, I have a concern that he'll have an ability to cooperate and follow court orders with PTR.
And I would just argue if he doesn't, Your Honor, he'll be brought back here before you and held at no bond. So again, I just ask that if you are inclined to set a bond, place him on pretrial release and set a low bond so that he's at least able to afford it, being that he is on Social Security income.
I need to take a recess. We'll be back. Counselor, based on his record and the egregious facts in this probable cause affidavit, at this time, I'm not inclined to place your client on pretrial release. Your bond will be $15,000 on 21 CF 5508, $100 on the no valid driver's license, and $5,000 on 21 CF 5509. You're not allowed to have contact with any of the victims or witnesses in this case. Do you understand that?
Yes, ma'am.
You can't drive without a valid Florida license. You know that?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Good luck, sir.
You said it was 10,000 on the 5509?
I thought I said 5.
5,000?
I said 5, right?
15,000, 5,000, and 100.
Yeah, 5,000.
Thank you.
Where did I put my pen? Now? Is he the Creole? Here's my pen. This is Judge Gibson. Who do I have on the line?
This is Isabel DeRocha, the Creole interpreter.
Good afternoon. Has the interpreter been sworn?
I have, Your Honor.
All right.
Oh,
Sir-
actually, I haven't. Sorry.
Okay, please raise your right hand.
Yes.
Do you swear to translate from Creole to English, English to Creole truthfully in these matters here today?
I do.
All right, sir, please tell me your name.
Monsieur Pigeon Relais.
Charité Prud'homme.
Pigeon?
Charité Prud'homme.
Charité Prud'homme.
Yes.
Sir, you're here in 21 CF 5524, charged with burglary of a dwelling with assault or battery, and 21 MM 3237, charged with battery.
Oui, il y a dans 21 CF 55-24 ou accusé dans CASA et 20. What is the charge of the CF?
Of which case?
The CF.
The CF?
It's burglary of a dwelling with assault or battery.
Burglary. Okay. Donc, dans 21 CF 55-24, ou accusé que tu volé non caille avec on attaque là-dedans, ou bien bâton moun, et 21 MM 32-37, ou accusé de attaquer au moun.
There is probable cause. I'm going to appoint the public defender's office in both cases.
Ma bonne défenseur public qui peut représenter dans tous les deux cas.
Yes, Ms. George, did you wish to be heard?
Your Honor, as far as the burglary of a dwelling with assault or battery,
I think you have to get closer to the microphone.
with assault or battery, based on the arrest affidavit, I see that it states that on May 11th, the deputy spoke with Monique, and she stated that he forced his way into the house.
I think you need to make smaller statements for the interpreter.
Thank you. Oui, et le 11 mai, moi, j'ai parlé avec Monique et il était dit que monsieur était forcé entrer lui dans Kaila.
But it only alleges that he was yelling about his keys.
Mais il dit que il t'a brûlé sous lui à propos de clé lui.
It looks like the battery was 2 weeks prior.
Il y a que attaque, c'était un bagage qui était passé 2 semaines avant.
And it seems that my client is saying that he was stabbed. Well, not stabbed, but cut.
That he was, I'm sorry?
My client, my client is stating that he was cut with a knife, but I don't.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. Le client m'a dit que il était coupé avec un couteau.
Moi, lui-même qui coupait ma couteau.
Don't talk about the facts of the case. Okay.
Il ne faut pas parler de cas à Kounia, s'il vous plaît.
Okay.
All right, let me ask the state to respond.
Yes, Your Honor.
Hold on, wait till she translate that.
Dit l'État à répondre. Bagage ça, accusation ça.
Yes, Your Honor. In regards to the battery, the 3237 case, it does.
Pour attaque 32-37 là, pardon.
It does look like that allegation was a battery from 2 weeks ago regarding a large bruise on her right breast and a small swollen area on the victim's sternum.
Dit que il était gain un gros échymose sous tété li et il était gain un lot bagay rouge sous zo et porte li.
I believe that the battery that is charged in that case is independent of the Bergbat charged in the other case.
Il dit que et attaque ça, les indépendants de l'autre cas qui est accusé de et vol et casser un caille avec on attaque là-dedans.
In the affidavit for the Bergbat case, I see Mr. Prudhomme's recitation of the facts.
Dis-moi, ouais, que ça, monsieur Prudhomme t'est récité de fait yo sous et vol avec attaque.
And then you can see lower at the bottom is the victim's recitation, and all I'm seeing at this point is that he forced his way into the home, and then they had an argument regarding the keys. I believe the...
Le bagage moins ouais, c'est sous récitation victime là, seul bagage moins ouais, c'est que il était forcé entrer dans cas là et que il était goumé, il était goumé en désagrément.
I believe that possibly since there was a language barrier between the deputies and the victim and the defendant, that they may have not put everything down.
Et peut-être que parce que tu as un problème pour député, policier, avec victime, avec accusé, tu as que yo pas te comprendre une lot bien assez.
So state would ask for 24 hours as to the Bergbat.
Donc l'État a demandé pour 24 heures pour et vol avec attaque.
Unless your honor otherwise finds PC and sees a battery in conjunction with the defendant forcing his health into the home.
I'm sorry, the interpreter did not get that.
Unless the judge otherwise finds PC for a battery in conjunction with the defendant forcing his way into the home.
À moins que le juge la joigne que gain cause probable pour un monsieur qui est accusé que il était forcé entrer dans là.
It looks like all of the batteries alleged in that affidavit, the Bergbat affidavit, are the defendant's statements of what happened, not the victim's.
Dit que tout bagay qui est écrit dans déclaration pour vol avec attaque, c'est ça accusé t'est dit et pas sa victime t'est dit.
So, Counselor, probable cause can be developed from the defendant's statements.
Dis-moi capable joindre en déclaration en cause probable d'après déclaration accusée.
It says on the seventh line from the bottom, or eighth and seventh, he kept going on and on about his keys, and she denied having the keys.
Il dit sous 7e et 8e ligne et déclaration, il dit que monsieur t'a continué à parler de clé et que il pas de gain clé.
Sorry, that's the wrong line. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Sous ligne 10.
10 lines from the bottom.
10e ligne à partir du bas.
That his statement kept changing, and when the officer observed the cut on his right hand, it appeared to be a cut that would take place when grabbing a knife, not defending from a knife attack.
Et là, le député a coupure que l'ité gagné sous main, li gagnait que son coupure que l'ité recevoir, le l'ité prend un couteau, plutôt que l'ité défend tête li, que on moun tape pas le coup de couteau.
I agree it is not the most artfully written probable cause affidavit.
Dis-moi d'accord que c'est pas une attestation qui écrit vraiment très bien.
I do think there could be probable cause. However, I'll give the state 24 hours.
Moi, je pense que peut-être gain cause probable, mais ma bail l'État 24 heures.
However, there is probable cause in the battery case.
Néanmoins, gain cause probable pour cas d'attaque.
I'll stay that bond at $500.
Ma mette bon ça à $500.
Sir, you're not allowed to have any contact with the victim. Do you understand what no contact means?
Monsieur, ou pas capable de gagner un contact avec victime là. Est-ce que vous comprenez qui ça zéro contact veut dire?
Non.
Non.
You may not call her on the phone. You may not send a text message.
Ou pas capable de relire le téléphone. Ou pas capable de envoyer texte pour lui.
You may not contact her through friends or family.
Ou pas capable de faire amis ou bien famille contacter lui.
You may not contact her on social media.
Ou pas capable contacter lui dans Facebook, dans Instagram ou bien dans bagay comme ça.
You may not speak to her.
Ou pas capable de parler avec elle du tout.
You're also not allowed to possess a weapon of any kind, firearm, or ammunition.
Ou pas capable de gagner aucune arme de n'importe quelle qualité, aucune arme à feu, aucune munition, aucune balle.
You may not return to her residence for any reason.
Ou pas capable de retourner caille dame là pour n'importe quelle raison.
Do you understand?
Vous comprenez?
Yeah, m'entendez. Je comprends.
Yeah, I hear, yeah.
All right, we'll bring the other case back in 24 hours.
Dans 24 heures, n'a retourné avec l'autre cas.
We'll see you tomorrow, sir.
N'a pas demain, monsieur.
Is that it for
Thank you, Your
Creel?
Honor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that was the only case we had today. Thank you.
You're welcome. Bye-bye.
Please tell me your name.
Manuel Williams.
20 CF 1786. A capias was issued for your arrest for failing to appear for a plea hearing on a charge of criminal mischief with damage over $1,000 and petty theft. There's no bond authorized on that, and I'll appoint the public defender's office to represent you. Good luck, sir. Please tell me your name.
Jason Wood.
21 CF 5563. You're charged with possession of cocaine. There is probable cause. I'll appoint the public defender's office to represent you. Your bond is $1,000. You may not possess or consume any controlled substance without a valid prescription. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
And you may not have contact with any known drug dealers.
Yes, ma'am.
Good luck, sir.
Thank you.
Please tell me your name.
How you doing, ma'am? My name is Lorenzo, right?
Good, thank you for asking. You're here in 21 CF 5562, charged with possession of a firearm or ammunition by a convicted felon, carrying a concealed firearm, possession of cocaine, and resisting an officer without violence. There is probable cause. Your bond will be $4,500 on count 1, $150 on counts 2 and 3, and $100 on count 4. You may not possess or consume any controlled substance without a valid prescription. Do you understand?
Ma'am.
Yes, sir. Hold on. Before you do, let me just tell you this. Everything you say is being recorded and can be used against you later, but you can ask me any question you wish.
Yes, ma'am. Right now, I'm going through a situation right now. I take care of all my kids right now.
Get closer to the mic. No, you have to leave the mask on. Just get closer and I can hear you.
Due to my girlfriend right now, I got them all, but my little sister watching my kids right now. I was on my way to the studio, but right now, I got my sister watching my kids. My girl, she got COVID right now, and I'm taking care of myself. All I was asking, if you could give me a natural bond for the charge I was out on bond for, I will pay that, and I'll cooperate with the bonds, man. I cooperate with the court system. I go to court on time. I don't never flee or never run.
All right, well, thank you for sharing that. I wasn't inclined to revoke your bond. I'll consider what you've just said. Give me a minute. All right, you're not allowed to have any contact with Enrique Resendez. Do you know who that is?
Yes, ma'am.
You're not allowed to possess a weapon of any kind, firearm, or ammunition, or have contact with any known drug dealers.
Yes, ma'am.
Co-defendant.
Your
It says the state has to his out on bond case.
On his out on bond case, he actually capiased on it in August of 2020. So I don't know why his last failure to appear says 2017. So state would ask that you revoke, but if you're inclined to set a new bond.
I don't think I am. Sir, you have 4 prior failures to appear. A capias was issued on that arrest.
I promise you, ma'am, it was.
Well, hold on, let me finish.
Yes, ma'am.
And in this case, the allegation is that you ran from police officers.
I ran for the police officer because same time the show.
Hold on, I'm not asking you to defend it.
Yeah, ma'am.
Remember what I told you about
Yes, ma'am.
it's being recorded, and so
Yes, ma'am.
you might not want to talk about the facts, because if there's any defenses to this that your attorney can raise on your behalf, you might not want to
Yes, ma'am.
talk about the facts right now.
All I'm asking, Your Honor, please.
Your Honor, I would just ask that, since you are inclined to revoke, you revoke and set a higher bond amount. It does show he's employed part-time. It looks like he's correct as far as the music studio part. It says music company. So I ask that you take all of that into consideration, and the fact that he was honest with the court about taking care of his family. So I just ask that, since it's a petty theft, that you revoke and maybe double the bond, as opposed to revoking and holding him at no bond.
Where do you work, sir?
Right now, I work for a landscaping company and also trying to go to music group.
All right, is this the Spanish case? Can we just have him off to the side, and I'll do the Spanish case and come back to his? I have to think about your case, sir.
Your Honor, I don't know if it's, the theft, the underlying theft was from Total Wine for 6 bottles. Of
6
Crown.
what?
6 bottles of Crown and 1 bottle of Hennessy.
All right, thank you, Counselor.
Good morning, Your Honor. This is Laura Arroyo, State Certified Interpreter, already previously sworn this morning.
Well, I hope it's afternoon where you are, because it's afternoon here.
Yes, I just said that I was sworn this morning.
All right, thank you, ma'am. If you
did
could
I
please
say
connect to
good
the head. What?
Did I say good morning?
You did, but it's okay. I just don't need this day to go any longer.
That's funny. I apologize.
No worries. Thank you. If you could please connect to the headset.
Yes. Connection is established.
Sir, please tell me your name.
Buenas tardes, David Torres. Buenas tardes, David Torres.
I'm sorry, Your Honor. I'm getting a double echo.
Oh.
I cannot catch his words.
Okay, let's see if they're going to adjust it. Try
Is,
that one more time.
Buenas tardes, David Torres.
Donald something.
David Torres.
Torres, ¿es usted? David Torres.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, Mr. Torres, do you speak English?
Yes, a little bit.
Yes, that's correct.
Your Honor, it seems like the interpreter is able to hear him better if he's over the overhead. I don't know if maybe it's the headset that's causing feedback.
All right, well, let's try. We're going to disconnect the headset, Madam Interpreter, and see if he can hear you better without it.
Yes, no problem.
All right, try that, please.
A ver, dígame lo que es su nombre otra vez y acérquese al micrófono del frente.
Buenas tardes, David Torres.
Good afternoon, David Torres.
All right, you're here in 21 CF 4312, charged with robbery with a firearm.
Usted se encuentra aquí en el caso 21 CF 4312, robo con arma de fuego.
Another judge has already found probable cause. They issued a warrant for your arrest.
Otro juez ya determinó que existen suficientes indicios de criminalidad y por lo tanto emitieron una orden de arresto para su detención.
At this time, I'm appointing the Public Defender's Office to represent you.
En este momento dado se le va a designar defensor público para representarle.
Miss May, did you wish to be heard?
Licenciada, ¿tiene usted algo que desea decir?
Yes, Your Honor. As to count 1, the only count in this affidavit, they would ask that you hold him no bond pending an Arthur hearing due to being a punishable by life offense.
Sí, su señoría. Con respecto al primer cargo, que es el único que consta en el affidavit, solicitamos que le imponga prisión preventiva en conformidad a una audiencia Arthur, porque es un caso que acarrea cadena perpetua.
I will hold you at no bond right now.
Muy bien, será usted detenido bajo prisión preventiva.
But even while in custody, you're not allowed to have any contact with the victim. Do you understand that?
Aunque se encuentra usted detenido en la cárcel, usted está prohibido tener ningún tipo de contacto con la supuesta víctima. ¿Entendido?
All right, good luck, sir.
Muy bien, buena suerte, señor.
And I believe that's all we have for you, Madam Interpreter.
Thank you, Your Honor. The interpreter will disconnect.
Thank you. Have a nice day.
You too.
Mr. Wright?
Yes, ma'am.
I'm reading. Give me one moment. All right, here's what I'm going to do.
Ma'am.
I appreciate the arguments from the attorneys, and as Ms. George pointed out, you were, I hope, honest with the court today.
Yeah, I'm being honest with the court. I promise you, I take care of all my kids by myself right now until my girl help get well.
All right, I'm going to take you at your word.
Yes, ma'am.
Don't make me regret this.
I promise you ain't gonna regret. You ain't gonna see me back in the courtroom at all.
All right, because here, well, hold on, let me tell you what I'm going to do.
Well, you see me back in the courtroom because I gotta go to court.
You won't come back here unless you get arrested again. All right, here's what I'm going to do.
Yes, ma'am.
I am going to revoke your bond, but I'm going to set a new bond. I will not hold you at no bond. A condition of being out on bond is you can't be arrested for any new law violations. You understand that?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, so now you're going to have bond in both of your cases. I'm going to reset it at $2,000.
Thank you.
And then I'll stay the bonds that I said earlier in the other case. You remember all those conditions? Do you remember what I told you?
Not to be around Enrique, no drug dealer, and also
No drugs?
no guns.
No guns.
No guns.
Right. So they're gonna give it to you, so you don't have to just remember it.
Okay.
The clerk wrote it all down, but you'll be able to bond out on all of your cases,
Yes, ma'am.
but I'm gonna remember you because you told me a story today, so don't come back in a week.
I'm not coming back.
All right.
And I will be at court, and I'm gonna do it.
Yes, I'll go to all of your court dates.
Yes, ma'am.
Just don't get rearrested.
I appreciate you. Thank
All
you.
right, good luck, sir. Have a nice day. Any other business? I'm sorry.
Yes, Your Honor. I was gonna ask to recall Franklin, Nathan Lloyd. He was a felony case number 2021 CF 551380. He picked up those new charges, but he was also out on bond. And you revoked those bonds. It's Franklin is the last name. He's actually been deemed incompetent to proceed, so I just wanted to bring it to your attention and ask that you take no action on the out on bond.
What are the out on bond?
He had a burglary of a structure, petty theft, trespass, and possession of a controlled substance. On November 17th of 2020, Dr. Dandinger deemed him incompetent to proceed, and he did not meet the criteria for commitment, Your Honor. So I just ask that you take no action on the out on bond.
And what was he arrested for in the instant case?
Possession of meth, possession of drug paraphernalia, and trespass after a warning.
Thank you. Oh, I remember this. I remember this. All right, what says the state?
Your Honor, if he hasn't otherwise been obviously found incompetent in this case, and arguably the evaluation is stale, it's over 6 months old, I'll leave it within your discretion, Your Honor.
All right, I'm going to take no action on his out on bond cases at this time.
Thank you.
That was Nathan,
Mhm.
Did you get that?
and he refused.
All right. Okay. Any other business before court is adjourned?
No, Your Honor, thank you.
All right, have a nice day, everyone.